Good afternoon, everybody. We are here in New York City, once again by the Moynihan train station overlooking the Empire State Building. We are going to be walking around the Hudson Yards tonight, only for about 1 hour. It'll be a short stream, but we will get started as we walk down 34th Street near Madison Square Garden. Hey, what's up, Joey? Joey says good evening. What's up, Joey? Good to see you. Hope you're well. RL says welcome to New York City. Buy the book. Says hey, Tom, and everybody. What's up, Buy the book? Good to see you. Hunter Butler says hey, Tom. Good to see you. Likewise, Hunter. It's good to see you as well. Sunshine After Rain is here. Troy 1995 says happy Thanksgiving. What's up, Troy? So, Troy, I was looking for you on the other streams. I actually just received my iMac. It was about maybe 2.5 months, but I received it. Rosie says, hola, saludos, Tom. George Lopez is here. What's up, George? Hope you're well. Sunshine After Rain says, good to see you, Tom. Likewise, Sunshine. Let me just get my bag, and we will get started. Troy 1995, did you ever get your stuff that you ordered? I forget. Hey, Cosmo Scary says, Tom is back in town. Yes, so Cosmo, I'll be here pretty much all throughout the Thanksgiving holiday, just visiting some family, and then I will be back in Miami. Solo 401 says hello, everybody. Paul Greenwell is here. What is up, Paul? Happy Monday to our pal Paul Greenwell. Pablo Davila says hey, Tom. Troy 1995 says you did as well. Very cool. Jonathan Richards is here. What's up, Jonathan? The Empire State Building looks amazing tonight. There's going to be no specific topic for the stream tonight, but one of the things I wanted to talk about is that Joe Biden, it looks like he's going to reappoint Fed Chair Jerome Powell for the chairman of the Federal Reserve. I have mixed feelings about that, so I want to see what you guys think as well. Penelope's here, says evening, Tom. Gigi NYC says good evening, Tom, and everybody. What's up, Gigi? Good to see you again. Troy 1995 says Tim Cook did a good job. Charlie Richardson, what's up, Charlie? Good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you, Charlie. We're gonna go to the Hudson Yards today. Sunshine After Rain says, oh my God, Tom back in New York City. You just noticed. Yeah, so Sunshine here, live streaming anniversary. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. Well, happy 1 year. Hunter Butler says need new blood in the red. Yeah, so Hunter, interesting, very interesting what's going on. Very windy in New York. I'm freezing. I am absolutely freezing. I'm used to 80-degree weather, so I've been getting spoiled in Miami. Troy 1995 says, I love how Powell doesn't get affected by the political tension back in the Trump days. It's a very good point. I think it was a good decision by Biden, to be honest. I think it was a good decision by Joe Biden to reappoint Fed Chair Jerome Powell. RL, what's going on? Solo 401, good to see you. Ren 10 says, Tom, back in New York City. Yes, we are. Sally says, nice, glad to have you back in New York, Tom. Thank you. Daryl says, it's cold and windy here in Chicago, Illinois, too. It's windy as anything here in New York. Santa Monica Rodriguez says, I was excited to see you. We're back in New York. Yep, we are back in New York. The only thing that stinks, guys, is that we're going to the Hudson Yards. And anytime we walk down to the Hudson Yards, it's going to be freezing. Especially at night, especially in the winter. But we got to get it done. We got to get it done. What could I say? Hey, Felix says, hey, Tom, welcome back to New York. Thank you, Felix. Appreciate that, Felix. Good to have you here. D Woods skateboard between those stainless steel posts. Maybe tomorrow we'll do that. Hey, Mark Davis, our pal from Toronto, California. Says, good evening there, Tom. Hope all is well. How does it feel to be back in New York City? It feels pretty good. A little cold, though. I'm not looking forward to the freezing cold. That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to, honestly. But we'll just have to make do with what we have. But I am back for the Thanksgiving holiday. Ren 10 says, February in New York really sucks. I'm well aware, Ren 10. I used to work downtown on Wall Street for about 3 years. I used to take the 2 train every day from 34th Street, Penn Station. And I would wake up and get the 5:25 train from Long Island to Penn Station, and it was pitch black, it was snowing, it was raining and windy, and I would do that every single day for about 3 years, so I am well aware. Daryl says, maybe you should buy a heavy winter coat, Tom. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to do something, because I'm still wearing my clothes that I got off the plane with, so I'm still wearing a shorts and a t-shirt. Just kidding, I'm not wearing shorts and t-shirt. Ice says, hi, Tom, everybody. What's up, Ice? We're back in New York. Feels good to be back in New York, though. Feels good. Hey, Shot by Scott is here. This is back in the New York groove. Cheers, bud. What's up, Scott? We will be down at NYU very soon. I see Lee here. It's 69 degrees in North Miami Beach, Florida. Ooh, I'm missing that. I am definitely missing that. RL says, exclamation point news. Yeah, so if anybody wants to sign up for the free financial newsletter, the Behind the Street newsletter, if you type in exclamation point news in the chat, it'll drop a link to where you can sign up for the newsletter. All you have to do is punch in your email, and it is absolutely 100% free. Wow, this Christmas tree looks beautiful here right at the Hudson Yards. Very cool. Jeff says, you think the housing market will cool off in the future? Jeff, I do. Honestly, I do, especially in some of the hotter housing markets. So I think we're going to see it cool off a little bit in places like Long Island, New York, in Florida, in Texas. I think we're going to see a little bit of a cool off. Ren 10 says, Tom, today the market's turned sour. Yeah, so Ren 10 has a good point. A lot of the big growth stocks that we like to talk about, so high beta stocks, all were selling off in heavy volume today. A lot of the stocks we've been talking about on the stream are all down double digits. All of the big high flyers. So we'll talk about that and more on the stream. Shot by Scott says, New York City does Christmas like no other city in the world. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, so this is the Hudson Yards, 1 Manhattan West. Beautiful Christmas trees in the lobby here. RL says, big reversal. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, in with my opinion, I think this dip will be bought up, in my opinion. But GGNYC, it's good to see you. RL says, does it continue? I mean, you know, it could continue. What I'm watching is that 50-day moving average. And on Wednesday, you guys will be able to see the new newsletter, the new Behind the Street. It's a couple issues behind because I'm transitioning from YouTube to a new platform for that. But the 50-day moving average is the key to watch on the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Those are the main ones to watch. Did anybody hear about those 2 brutal murders in Penn Station the other day? Oh, I think it was this morning. I think it was a random guy. He was just trying to get on a train and some guy slashed him across the face or in the abdomen and killed him. It's horrible. Patrick Schultz says, hi. What's up, Patrick Schultz? Good to see you. Troy 1995 says, I ain't gonna lie, New York is prettier than Miami. I agree. Jimmy Anderson says, hey, Jimmy Anderson's here. What's up, Jimmy? Says, cheers, my dude. Says, longtime brother got the 31st birthday tomorrow. Awesome, dude. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Gonna drink some beers and have a good night. Jimmy, this is a great week to have a birthday because we're going into the Thanksgiving holiday. So very cool. British Gray is here. What's up, British Gray? British Gray is our pal from Tampa, Florida. GGNYC says, terrible incident. Horrible, horrible. Kate S is here. What's up, Kate S? Hope you're well. Quants says, I was going to mention, but the subways are a mess. Says Quants. Cool Boy says, hey, bro. What's up, Cool Boy? Yeah, I think the incident happened right here at 34th Street, Penn Station. I think it was very early in the morning. Somebody had sent me the New York Post article about it. But it's terrible. And supposedly it was an unprovoked sort of attack. And we've been seeing these things all too often, unfortunately. Hey, Baba Yaga 108 says, hi, Tom. Great to see you back in NYC. Thank you, Baba Yaga, for the warm welcome back. It's good to be back. I'll be here for about a week. Cool Boy, what's up? Maya's here. What's up, Maya? Dwan says, hey there, what's up, Dwan? The Scott says the volatiles. RL says, gotta have the Santa Claus rally. Yeah, so I think if this market gives back, you know, a couple hundred points, that's nothing to sweat. That's nothing to sweat, in my opinion. You know, if the S&P corrects to its 50-day moving average, that's going to spook a lot of people and shake off a lot of this irrational exuberance we have in the market. And then I think that'll set us up for a nice Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. Also, another thing that you're seeing a lot in the markets right now as we approach the end of the year is tax loss harvesting. I actually was doing that a little bit today before I got on my plane at Miami International Airport. So the positions that you're down on, or the positions that you're losing, a lot of the times big money managers, institutional investors, hedge funds will liquidate those positions so they could use those as tax write-offs against their winners, right? So let's say you're up, you know, $1 million on a stock and you don't want to pay the capital gains on $1 million. Well, the stocks or the equities in your portfolio that you're losing money on, you can liquidate those and use those losses against the taxes you would have paid on the capital gains of the, you know, the gains you locked in. And this way, it's sort of like a hedge to your portfolio without having to liquidate all of your winning positions. Hey, Dino, New Jersey says, good evening, Tom. Do you think the just announced strategic petroleum swap will affect oil prices, or is it just a gimmick by the current administration? Well, here's what I think about oil prices, and we've seen this time and time again. So, Dino, I'm going to give you my take on it, and excuse me if the audio is a little bit poor here because the wind is really cranking up. But anytime we see crude oil fall under pressure, anytime we have a significant correction in crude oil, 9 times out of 10, what you're going to see is, you know, oil refineries coming under fire from airstrikes, blockages in main waterways or ports, fires at oil refineries. It just so conveniently happens that whenever we have some sort of a correction in the price of crude oil, that we see these quote-unquote terrorist attacks or airstrikes at these refineries. And sure enough, today, actually this morning, it just came across the tape in Bloomberg. I think it happened over the weekend, or it happened early this morning. There was a missile strike in a Saudi Arabian oil refinery. So it seems like they're going to do anything and everything possible to keep the price of crude oil propped up. Hey, Photos from Around New York is here. What's up, Photos from Around New York? Photos from Around New York, good to see you. Hey, Forever says hello, Wall Street Scape-Bro, and greetings to everybody. Greetings to you. The Mighty Bull says, seeing, watching, and learning. What's up, Mighty Bull? Always good to have you here. Gene says, Wall Street, almost happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Gene. Ren 10 says, Tom, is IBD worth the price for casual traders? So Ren 10, one of the things, I always read Investors Business Daily every week. I always read it. In fact, I have a copy of the paper in my bag right here. I'll get it out in a second. The reason why I think it's worth it, in my opinion, is because it's not only about, you know, reading the paper to find the next hot stock tip, right? It's about really immersing yourself in the newest up-and-coming technologies that can have massive growth rates and huge, large, total addressable markets. So it's really more of a way to stay up to date on emerging industry trends. And there's a lot of very, very good analysts on Wall Street that are oftentimes interviewed within Investors Business Daily. And what you can do is you can try to create duplicity within that environment. What I mean by that is, whenever they interview an analyst from Goldman Sachs or Deutsche Bank or BNY Mellon or BNP Paribas, you know, we can sort of try to replicate what they look for, right? So if you're consistently reading IBD articles where they're interviewing the best analysts on the street, well, we can sort of develop a pattern recognition to say, okay, what are the best investment banking analysts on Wall Street looking for? You know, is there a specific compounded annualized growth rate they're looking for? Are they looking for return on equity? And this way we can, you know, help identify the best investments for our own portfolios. In addition to that, what I think is even better, it helps for job opportunity prospects. So if you're looking for a career change 9 times out of 10, it's freezing, guys. If you're reading the paper, if you're reading Investors Business Daily, you're going to know what the best industries and companies are to apply for. So I hope that answers your question. Ooh, it's freezing, guys. A lot different than Miami, for sure. Cosmo says, wow, windy. Hey, Edson says, hi, Tom. What's up, bro? What's up, Edson? RL says, people look cold tonight. I'm freezing. Hello, hello. Annyeonghaseyo. Kamara. Got it. Kamara. How are you, Kamara? Apologize for the name pronunciation. Virginia says, hello from Argentina. Haven't seen your videos in ages. I've missed them. Virginia, good to have you back. Welcome, everybody from Argentina. RJ says, welcome back to the Big Apple, Tom. Thank you, RJ. Appreciate that. We are here at the shops at the Hudson Yards. The ABX girl's here. What's up, ABX girl? Troy 1995 saying Tom is regretting coming back. I think I am. Cosmo Scarius is getting clocked by the wind. We're getting hammered. We're getting clocked. For sure. We gotta do it, guys. We gotta do it. We gotta power through. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. Hey, Brian B says Tony Hawk. Howdy. What's up, Brian B? They do make it very beautiful here, though, I will say. Sunshine says Tom mic. No, I don't have a mic. I gotta get one. I do have to get one. Alan says, good evening. Miami look warmer and cleaner. Yeah, Miami is definitely both warmer and cleaner. Hey, Ed says, wow, you sure travel a lot. Yes, we do, Ed. Good to have you here. Penelope says, hope you had dressed warm. I'm in a hoodie. I'm in about a little hoodie because I just got off the plane. But it is extremely windy, but I think we're going to have to power through, guys. So excuse the microphone noise. Photos from around New York is the best Thanksgiving food. I'm going to say stuffing. I think that's the best one. What about you? All right, guys, we gotta make a I think once we turn this corner, we'll have some sort of blockage by the buildings from the wind. So just bear with us. Wow, it is windy. Alright, we should be good once we turn the corner. Whew, wow. Alright, everybody, so we're here at the Hudson Yards. We made it without getting blown away. Chill Beats to Chill is here. Just try covering the mic with your hand. Troy says, with this wind, COVID won't stand a chance. GGNYC says, goodness gracious, Tom, you're going to freeze. I think we're already frozen, and I've been in Miami, so this 50 degrees feels like 20. But it looks beautiful. It's well worth it seeing all the Christmas lights here at the Hudson Yards. Shot by Scott says, there's my 4th favorite structure. They need to open it again. I agree, but they definitely need to make some more safety precautions, in my opinion. Hey, Nicole is here. What's up, Nicole? Says you should be inside with tracky dacks and Uggs. R.Y. Davis has always loved hanging it in the cities at night. Boston, Philly, Of course, New York City was the best. It says R.Y. Davis. Good to see you, R.Y. Davis. Pleasure to have you here. Hey, Two Wheel Pines. Says, hey, Tom, thanks for streaming in the cold. Two Wheel Pines, no problem. It's my pleasure. It's a beautiful night tonight. Hudson Yards looks great. Patty Bentley says, how are you? I'm doing very good. The ABX girl is our pal from the Bronx. Always good to see you, ABX girl. So this is the Hudson Yards, and it actually looks like they're putting up more Christmas stuff. Maya says, hope you put on warm clothes. It's windy. I think I'll be all right. I could probably have dressed a little bit warmer. Sally says, yes, beautiful, Tom. Smee says, we are just in warm Miami. Yeah, we were just in warm Miami, indeed. We'll be back. We'll be back, guys. I'm going to be here for about a week for the Thanksgiving holiday. And then I will be back in Miami. Edson says, is it windy there? It is extremely windy here. I'm not gonna lie, it does look beautiful. Check this out, everybody. Looks great. Joyce says, hi, Tom. Great to share in New York City with you. Absolutely, Joyce. You as well. Oh, wow, from Taipei. Welcome, everybody from Taipei. Good to have all of our people from Taipei here. Crystal Ward says, I agree. Troy 1995 says, what time is the train? I think I got to get a train at 11:20. 11:20. Hey, James Stewart's Escape Bro. What is the show? What's up, James? Good to have you here. I think it's like an air balloon, it's supposed to be. Something like that. We'll be right outside the Rolex store in Manhattan. Crazy wind in the winter. Smee says your camera is excellent, so clear. Happy to hear that. Hope you're enjoying. So everybody, we don't have a topic for tonight's stream because I was very busy with traveling today from Miami. But what I will say is that it's a very important piece of news that came out. Joe Biden looks like he's going to reappoint Fed Chairman Jerome Powell as the chairman of the Federal Reserve, which I actually think is an overall good choice. I think Chairman Jerome Powell, even though we tend to talk very poorly about the Federal Reserve on the stream every night, I think he's done as good of a job as anybody at sort of stimulating this market. Now, that's good for people who, own equities and their 401k and things like that, but not so good for Main Street. So very good for Wall Street, not so good for Main Street. But I was talking about this with one of my friends today, and he said a saying, it's like, it's better to deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't know. So I think Biden giving Powell the go-ahead, even though he's been getting a lot of backlash to appoint somebody else, I think that's the right choice. What do you guys think? Roy S. says, Tom, I remember you predicting the appointment of the Fed chair. Yeah, I mean, I think Biden did the right thing. That's what I'm going to say. And you guys know me. I'm probably the first person to call out anything that Joe Biden does, but I give everybody a fair shake. I think this was the appropriate thing to do. Robbie says, hello, a great night in New York City. I love it. Big hug from Buenos Aires. Welcome, everybody, from Buenos Aires, Argentina. RL says, Powell keeps things stable. Henry Vargas says, where are you from? I am from New York. Smee says, I watch a lot of your replays. You have a great channel. Hey, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Asia Unscripted says, good evening. Joyce says, the Hudson Yards is different at night. It looks very beautiful at night. Henry Vargas is yay for president. I'll vote for Kanye West. I think he's probably a lot less corrupt than like Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So I'll give Kanye a shot. Nicole says cold night in Australia. 20 degrees Celsius, about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not cold, that's great. Hey, Zap Allen says, hi Tom, welcome back to New York City. Zap Allen, thank you so much. Smee says, can you talk more about universal basic income? We definitely can. Penelope says, that makes sense. Hey, JK is here. What's up, JK and Penelope? Jeremiah says, hi from Argentina. What's up, Jeremiah? Photos from around New York says the vessel looks like a giant sculpture. Cosmo Scary says, still learning Italian. Not Portuguese yet. Cosmo, what was that application you were telling me about to learn languages? I forget. Dino says, what were Biden's other choices? Can't move Yellen back to that position. Yeah, so Dino, I think a lot of the more progressive Democrats were speculating a move towards a more accommodative Fed chair to help with climate change and things like this. I'm not really going to get into my opinion on that. I think you guys know that. I think it's just a little bit ridiculous. I mean, what really can a Fed chairman of a central bank do to combat climate change? I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous. Joyce says it's windy in New York City tonight. It's freezing tonight, guys. Oh, Cosmo Speakly, got it. Jonathan says, Tom, you ever stream around Lincoln Center? I love that area. Yeah, we always stream around there. Always. Well, everybody, I think we're going to bug out of Hudson Yards because it is freezing here. And I think if we move more towards Midtown, maybe it'll be a little less windy. But these Christmas trees here are beautiful. NJB says, hey, have you ever seen the Medea movies? I have not. Smee says, I love Florida. Check this out. This is kind of cool. Yeah, they did a great job, Cosmo. War Walker says, Tom, Cat is in the Big Apple. How was the flight this morning? What's up, War Walker? So everybody, War Walker is our pal from Miami, from the 305. He's holding it down in the 305 while we're back in the 212. Speaking of 212, we have 212 people watching the chat. So what's up, everybody? But everything's going good. The flight was good. Can't complain. However, I actually did miss my flight. So, like an idiot that I am, I always book a very early flight, and then I always wind up missing my flight. So I had to transfer it to a little later flight, so I got on it about 10 o'clock in the morning. The Dream says, I hate the winter. I hate it too. But it's nicer on the holidays. It looks pretty nice. Anonymous Dude says, Tom, welcome back. I'll miss the Miami so bad, but New York is so breathtaking. Yeah, I think we got the best of the both worlds, guys. I mean, if we can, stream in New York, stream in Miami, I mean, what more could we ask for? This is fantastic. Very cool. Hey, Lady O says, hey, Tom, welcome back to the city. Thank you, Lady O. Appreciate you. Really, really appreciate it. Veronica says, greetings from Peru. What is your name? My name is Tom. Welcome, everybody from Peru. Troy1995 says, Tom, missing flights, but not missing streams. I'm tearing up. Hilarious. That's awesome. Lady O is our great moderator from New Jersey. What's up, Lady O? Happy Monday. Good to see you here as always. It's very beautiful here. We'll see if we can do a quick walk around and see if it's not too windy. Hey, Patrick New York is here. What's up, Patrick New York? Always good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. So everybody, we actually did have quite a big sell-off today on Wall Street. a lot of these high beta growth stocks sold off in heavy volume. But I think we need to keep things in perspective. Here as we move into the tail end of the year. I think you're going to see volume picking up on all of the major exchanges for tax loss selling and profit taking and things like that. So long as the major indices don't break below their 50-day moving averages on higher than expected volume, I think we're good. So a lot of people have been sending me emails. A lot of people freaking out. You got to keep your head cool. In days like today in the market, where things are down double digits. It's the cooler heads that will always prevail. You have to assess the situation. So anytime there's a really bad day, a down day on Wall Street, I think it's best to revert back to the macro view, or the global macro view. And that is Fed Chair Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and central banks all over the world. So it's not just the central bank in the United States, it's the central banks all over the world will continue to issue debt, will continue to buy it all, will continue to have interest rates at artificially low levels. If that changes, then we will change our outlook and our investment perspective. But as of now, this looks to be a normal correction. And the indices are even only a couple points off their all-time record highs. So I think it's good to keep a level head, and let's watch that 50-day moving average on the S&P and the NASDAQ. Hey, Jabron says crypto has been going down too, but always hold and buy more during the dips. Yeah, not always, but I think in this environment, I think that's appropriate. Absolutely, 100%. Ron says, look to the long term for growth. Yeah, so anytime, what we really have to look at, and this is the main indicator besides the Fed that I look at, is the IMS manufacturing numbers. And excuse my voice, it's freezing here. I can't even think straight. Those are the most important things to look for, because there's a direct correlation between GDP growth and the S&P. And as GDP growth increases, 9 times out of 10, I think it's like a 2/3 correlation that the stock markets will go up. But if GDP contracts or stays the same or goes down, you could place a pretty good bet that the stock markets are going to go down. And right now, we're seeing very good numbers in the manufacturing numbers. Lady, good to see you. Ibrahim Azam says I'm here. What's up, Ibrahim? Ibrahim is our moderator from California. Wow, the lights look beautiful here, guys. Ibrahim, good to see you. Hopefully school's going well for you. Photos from around New York says I learned this weekend that my friend doesn't know what the S&P 500 is. Wow. Joyce is glad to have you back in New York, Tom. But photos, that's kind of crazy. Sunshine after rain says looks beautiful. I think New York always has a different type of vibe at night. What do you guys think? I think New York is always a little bit different at night. Estelle says stunning decorations. What's up, Estelle? Good to see you. We have a lot of Aussie, Australian people here. War Walker says, Tom, are you making the buzzard for Thanksgiving? Yeah, I think we'll probably make a turkey or something like that. What about you, War Walker? Zap Allen, good to see you. As always, to our pal Zap Allen. This thing is beautiful. Look at this. The Mighty Bulls is following and learning. Hey, Swaggy D NYC says, hey, Tom, good to see you're back in the Big Apple. Watching you in the football game at the same time. Very cool. Sierra C says, what do you think of YouTube getting rid of the dislike button? I don't really care too much about that, but I think that the dislike button is very important. I think the dislike button allows people to see which content they should consume. For example, let's say if I'm watching, if I'm looking up I'll give you guys a perfect example. So I looked up how to install a doorknob, right? And if I go on YouTube and I'm scrolling through the videos, I'm going to watch the video with the highest like ratio because that's probably going to be the most helpful. If you get rid of the dislikes, you're going to have a very disproportionate amount of quality content, I think. But we'll see. Joyce says, hi, Tom. Are you spending Thanksgiving with your family? I am, Joyce. Anonymous Dude says, New York does it right. Very envious to anyone who lives there. Every place has its own charm, though. I agree. Hey, Veronica says, Tom, there are not many people there. Why? Because it's very late at night, and it's extremely freezing, and it's windy, and it's very cold. All right, everybody, let's head out. Let's head back towards Midtown. Hopefully, as we go towards Midtown, the buildings will block some of this rain. The wind. Hey, Savi says, amazing, beautiful place. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving as well. Maya says, dislike always helps people to choose the video is good or not. I agree. Especially like the how-to videos. You know, if I'm looking up a how-to video for like installing an HVAC system or installing a window in my house, I want to make sure I'm watching the appropriate video. So I think getting rid of the dislike button is not a good idea. Hey everybody, we have EBITDA. It says, hey Tom, how's it going? What's up, EBITDA? We're back in New York. I just landed this morning. Well, actually this afternoon. And it was definitely a shock. It is freezing. I'm used to being in 80-degree weather. So there's that. But EBITDA, it's good to be back. You know, I'm back for Thanksgiving to see the family. So if I don't see you between now and Thanksgiving, EBITDA, and everybody by that matter, I hope you have a very good Thanksgiving. As we are here in the Hudson Yards, I'll give you guys one last look. Hey, Upstreet 412 says corporate media and Biden were getting too many dislikes, so they got rid of them. You know what? That's actually probably a plausible reason. I think I was reading a New York Times article that says a lot of the videos on YouTube in relation to the big C were getting a lot of disproportionate dislikes. So that could be a reason why. They took down the dislike buttons. We'll see. Hey, Marty Lewis. What's up, Marty Lewis? Says the dislike button is still there. So they're not going to get rid of the dislike button. They'll just show you how many dislikes. They're not going to show you how many people dislike the video. Hey, Kurt Flirt. What's up, Kurt Flirt? Says, hey, Tom. Good night, man. Good to have you here, Kurt. I agree about learning with Wall Street. Scapro here. Tom is incredible, making these subjects understandable. Wow, thank you for saying that. That really does mean a lot to me, actually, that you said that. I appreciate it. EBITDA says yours still shows the dislike count. Yeah, I think it's on select videos. So I think EBITDA, it's only applied to like larger channels, I believe. Is that true, everybody? It's only the larger channels will not be able to see the dislike button? I actually don't know. When we turn this corner, we're gonna get blasted with the wind, so just we gotta get through it one way or another. We're gonna get hammered. Man, my hands are freezing. EBITDA says, what's your opinion on the tech stock drop today? I'm kind of thinking it's a combo of fund managers taking profit and tax loss harvesting. You too, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, EBITDA. We were talking about that at the beginning of the stream. I think in just layman's terms, we've been extended over the 50-day on all the major indices. I think we've been about 10% extended over the 50-day moving average, especially on the NASDAQ. So a lot of these high beta names, you probably have profit taking for fund managers called window dressing, right? So the stocks that you're up a ton on, like the Atlassians, all the SaaS software as a service stocks, you're seeing selling to lock in gains. And then you're seeing the stocks that are at their 52-week lows get pounded and blasted into the ground for tax loss harvesting. So if you're up 200% on a Z-scaler or a CrowdStrike, you're going to take probably a quarter of that position off, take your profit, and you're going to blow out all your positions that you're losing money on so you don't have to pay any taxes, which I think is a good strategy. Hey, Black Angel is here. What's up, Black Angel? Hope you're well. I'll read all the comments in 1 second, everybody. But I'm just trying to make my way up this hill. My hands are a little bit frozen. Hey, what's up, Tom? 48 says, I love the Empire State Building. What's up, 48? 48 is from New Zealand. Welcome, everybody from New Zealand. Smee says, Tom, I'm in Montana. Wow. But missed home East Coast. Why do you want property in North Dakota? It's so smoky here. Yeah, so North Dakota, there's actually a lot of high net worth individuals moving to North Dakota. And I think it's a beautiful place. I think I need a change from big city life. You know, I'm always either in Manhattan or Miami. So I think as I get older, maybe I want a place more in the country or something like that. I don't know. I was just speculating about it. It's a very pro-business place too. Valentina says, hi, Tom. Have a good night. Valentina, same to you. Thank you for being here. Uncle Car Guy is here. Says, can you show us Central Park? Indeed, we can. 48 says, come live in New Zealand. I wish. I've never been to New Zealand. I'll have to go. So this is a good shot of the Empire State Building and One Penn Plaza. Sarah says, country life is fun if you have a beautiful, safe place. Valentina says, how can I subscribe to the newsletter? So if anybody wants to subscribe to the newsletter, if you do ! news in the chat, it'll drop the link to do it. Nicholas says, I'm curious to hear your opinion on Zoom Info, its latest accusation. Are you talking about the way that they harvest their data? Nicholas, is that what you're talking about? I think I saw your comment. Let me see if I can find your comment here. Yeah, Nicholas says, is Zoom Info's future reliant on their current patents and their silent partners, or is it dependent on the industry itself? So I think the issue, not really an issue, but how do I say this? The regulatory environment with Zoom Info is how they go about collecting their data, right? So there could be regulation saying that you can't data mine people's information and resell it, right? Because essentially that's what it is. They're scraping the web scraping, to get people's email addresses, contact information, things like that. And this is what all the companies do. You know, LinkedIn does it, which is Microsoft, everybody. EBITDA says cold calling is kind of dying out to regulations and slowly moving to LinkedIn. Yeah, so that's exactly right. So that's the bull thesis on Zoom Info. Zoom Info integrates well with anybody's CRM. And Zoom Info will give you the client's exact contact information. They will give you their email addresses. They will give you their direct contact to their office address. They'll give you the link to their LinkedIn. So any sales professional, anybody who's in sales, whether you're in tech sales, SaaS sales, 9 times out of 10 knows what Zoom Info is. It's like it's the most essential product, I think, to anybody's success. LinkedIn Navigator is okay. My previous company, we used to use LinkedIn Navigator, and we actually stopped using LinkedIn Navigator and went over to Zoom Info because LinkedIn is, in my opinion, has turned into a bit of a dumpster fire. Uncle Car Guy says, I'm loving the Christmas tree. Black Angel says, why is the Empire State Building purple and red? I'm actually not sure about that. EBITDA says, Tom, check out my hometown of Charlottesville, Virginia. Tons of money and ex-New York City Wall Street guys. It is the town of the UVA. It is the town of UVA. So much to do and see, but not a big city. Ranked number 1 to live several times. EBITDA, I'm gonna have to check it out. The thing with me is, I think long term I want to have 3 places to sort of go. Number 1 obviously being New York City, number 2 being Miami. But number 3, I want a place where it's like a bug out place, where it's very isolated and desolate from society. Lena Sandoval says, hi Tom and everybody, hope you're doing well. What's up, Lena Sandoval? Tom says 1984 all over again. 48 says it's 41 degrees Fahrenheit here in New Zealand. Photos from around New York says Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's another very good place. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Jetstar says, Tom, my sister is selling her 40-acre ranch in Texas. Interested? Not now. Maybe I'll purchase something like that when I'm like 55, 60. I see Swing Boxes here. Good to see you, Swing Boxes. I'm gonna pull off to the side and catch up on some of the comments. Just a little bit difficult for me to read some of these with it being so cold. But here we are at the Moynihan train station. Murky says, Wall Street Scape-Bro, try doing an Airbnb in a rural area before you plunge into a house. It's really boring if you're used to having people around all the time. It gets old quick, at least for me. Yeah, Murky, I think you're right. I think that move is pretty far off. I'm talking probably when I'm like 45, 50, I would do that. JNB09 says, can't live anywhere where they are marching around, burning torches and chanting. Sunshine After Rain says, Nashville, Tom. I liked Nashville, Tennessee when I went there. I walked around Vanderbilt a little bit. Lady O says, the Empire is red and purple for lupus research. Hey, an autoimmune disease. Very cool. I support that. EBITDA says, so many people moved from New York City / California to raise their family, exactly what my dad did. I've never been to a place with so much to do outside of major cities. It has everything you want. EBITDA, we're gonna have to check that out. We're definitely gonna have to check that out. So it's funny, I was getting accustomed to the neighborhood in North Miami Beach, and 4 houses down from me, somebody just moved in. So somebody just bought the house 4 houses down from me, and they're from Oakland, California. And this guy has 2 little kids, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I couldn't take it anymore. He's like, I couldn't take it anymore. He's like, I was born and raised in California. And he's like, it's just getting too nuts. And I'm like, wow, I had no idea. I've never been to Oakland, California, but I guess he didn't like it, so he's now in Miami. Roy says, I think of New York City is just like Hotel California song. You can check in anytime, but you can never leave. I think that's a good saying. I would have to agree with that. Murky says, to me, it feels like rural areas of the United States has drug issues. Ibrahim Azam says, Oakland is not a good place in my opinion. Cosmo Scary says, I saw a video of an encampment in Oakland. It's rough in parts of the city. That's horrible. That's really terrible. Kurt Flirt says, LOL, no, just Oakland. Not just Oakland, but that's another topic of discussion, says Kurt Flirt. Yeah, I don't know anything about California, except Silicon Valley, which is horrible with crime. I think once they get a new governor, maybe California will start to turn around. But, you know, this actually plays very well into sort of what we were talking about with the Federal Reserve, right? So on the stream, we talk about the Federal Reserve does a good job of exacerbating the wealth gap in this country because the policy of artificially low interest rates, buying mortgage-backed securities, buying U.S. treasuries, increasing the money supply, all that does is lead to a direct correlation in inflation in asset prices. And if we look at the people who own the majority of the assets, they're rich people. So during the pandemic, rich people have grown their net worths by almost double, when working people have actually lost money or have gone into debt. So it's good observation there. And it's funny because I see all of these stories, and I, you know, just from being in New York since I was young and just seeing how the city's changed, you know, you see this unbelievable disparity in people. You know, you have people like Ken Griffin, which is the CEO of Citadel, buying the U.S. Constitution, right? Just, you know, yeah, I'll drop 40 million, 50 million bucks on the Constitution, no big deal. You know, just your average casual flex. And then, you know, buying a $220 million penthouse in Manhattan, right on Billionaires Row, and right on the street of 57th Street, you have homeless tents that are going up right there. And I would know because I lived at Central Park South for a year during the pandemic. And it was very, very dystopian almost to sort of see homeless people sleeping outside of these buildings where the apartments are going for $30 million. It's really sad and really quite perplexing to see how we've gotten to this point. But I think we have central banking to blame. Uncle Car Guy says, Tom, I have 3 questions. I got 3 answers. Yes, EBITDA, I did. Yes. He's going to lend it to a museum. They outbid some crypto guys. But the point I'm trying to make is that there's such a wealth disparity in the country. 09 says, grew up in New York, now enjoying looking at it from Florida. Hilarious. Uncle Car Guy says, I love the NYPD colors, and same with me. I have a lot of buddies in the NYPD. Vinny Castellano says, Tom, how you doing? What's up, Vinny? Uncle Car Guy says, number 1, can you go to the top of the Empire State Building? I can go there, but I'm not going to go there this week. Smee says, I like Tom, I like you. Hey, Michelle McGraw's here. What's up, Michelle? Happy Monday, Michelle McGraw. Hope you had a good weekend. Tom says, donating to a nonprofit is a classic tax write-off. Sarah G says, for sure, especially since COVID, but it always works like that. During the crisis, rich get richer, poor get poorer. Gotta work hard and be smart, says Sarah G. EBITDA says, I know it sounds bad, but I don't want things to change that much. Yeah, I mean, look, I just think it's a very, well, I think the United States is in between a rock and a hard place, especially with the federal. It almost seems like I'm talking about the Federal Reserve being a part of the federal government, which is not the case. The Federal Reserve is a private, separate entity. But I believe they are one and the same because essentially if the Federal Reserve, if the Fed chair gets along with the president, usually those will be the beneficiaries of that party. 28-year-old man says no more middle class. Yeah, so I mean, I wrote a thesis on this in college, and my thesis piece was called the two-tier society. So I wrote it in my economics class, and it was called Two-Tier Society. Maybe I'll put it up for you guys to read. My economics professor told me it was horrible, but I thought it was pretty good. So this is the Long Island Railroad with the Empire State Building in the back. Hey, Elizabeth is here. What's up, Elizabeth? Good to see you. Zap balance is yes. Put it up, Tom. I will. I'll find it. Mike C says big government is much more the cause of wealth inequality than big business. 100%. Big government and the Federal Reserve creates inflation and creates the wealth divide in this country, for sure. I agree. Because you got to understand something. The inflation doesn't hurt the guy with 20 million bucks or 100 million bucks. Inflation hurts the average everyday working American like me and you that are just trying to put gas in the tank. Unfortunately, but that's how it happens. Hey, Out and About, what is up? Everybody, Out and About is our pal from Toronto, Canada. Please check out and About. Good to see you. James says LeBron James only suspended for one game. Why is he suspended for a game? Dino, New Jersey says, Tom, that was at John Jay College when you went for criminal Tom, that was a John Jay College when you went for criminology. I went to John Jay College and I studied criminal justice and economics, and I took some forensic accounting classes. Because this is what I wanted to do. Is I was actually going to be a cop. I was going to be a police officer. But then I sort of said, no thank you. Didn't really want to do that. But a lot of my buddies are cops. Hello? 09 says, was just in Long Island for a wedding. Cost $60 to Uber from JFK to hotel 5 miles away. Jeez, that is expensive. Well, I hope you enjoyed the wedding at least. Hopefully it was in like a nice venue somewhere out on the East End. Oh, you said it was 5 miles away from JFK. So did you go to Long Beach? Sarah G says, especially a capitalist society, not knocking it. Yeah, so I mean, so in the paper that I wrote, that says America needs capitalism back. Right? Because what we have in America is not capitalism. What we have is crony capitalism. And I think the capitalistic structure of our country really fell apart during the 2008 financial crisis, where the government bailed out the major investment banks that were making very leveraged and risky bets and creating these very high leverage derivative products. And we were talking about this on the other stream, that it was actually junior investment bankers from JP Morgan Chase that created credit default swaps, that created all of these derivative instruments to trade mortgages, equity exotic products, exotic derivatives. And they actually created them in Southern Florida at a conference in Boca Raton, these junior investment banking analysts at JP Morgan. And what you had is you had trillions of dollars in toxic derivatives on balance sheets of some of the major investment banks. And the bankers were forcing these very, very schemish-like loans with very teaser interest rates on American people. And we talked about this ad nauseum, but what had happened in 2008 is these bankers were giving people, anybody with no income verification, anybody could just walk in and get a loan to buy a house. And at first they had these teaser rates, so they were adjustable rate mortgages. So what happened is everybody started to have these balloon payments, and everybody started to default on their mortgages at the same time. So you had a wave of defaults happening all at once, a wave of defaults. And it literally almost brought down the global economy. But what happened was the federal government came in here and bailed out all of the investment banks. Yes, there was some consolidation. You had the Lehman Brothers, which essentially was the Wall Street sacrificial lamb. But what you had, that's crony capitalism. In real capitalism, these banks would have been allowed to fail, but they weren't allowed to fail. The United States taxpayer came and bailed them out. But who didn't get a bailout is all the hardworking Americans who lost their homes, that were swindled by all these bankers. Those were the people that were out on the street, not all these big investment bankers. If you actually look at the statistics, that year that all of these investment banks crashed the global economy, they had record bonuses. They got multi-million-dollar bonuses that year, while all the people that they screwed lost all their homes and were out on the street. So very unethical, very terrible. And if we had capitalism in America, it would be a very, very different story, in my opinion. We should have let the investment banks fail. But this looks cool. This is right where the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade ends. EBITDA since 2008 was a combo of terrible underwriting on mortgages combined with toxic baskets of assets held by banks who were using way too much leverage. The crash is really interesting. Wall Street skateboard. Yeah, EBITDA, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Essentially, these products, these baskets of mortgages, originally was intended for a way for Wall Street to reduce their credit risk. Because anytime a big bank like JP Morgan Chase lends out money to somebody to buy a house, that's called, credit risk. That's a counterparty risk, right? So if I default on my mortgage payment, there's a good chance that the bank could lose money. So what happened was Wall Street created the brilliant idea to package and collateralize all these loans. So if they wrote a loan for a single family home, they could then collateralize them and sell them off to different investment banks for massive, massive commissions. But what happened is the commissions were so lucrative for these investment banks that they negated the fact, or they had very egregious underwriting principles. So they were giving people mortgages that didn't have any income, that had poor credit scores. And then they crashed the world economy. Yeah, EBITDA says these were extremely financially complicated instruments that a lot of the bankers didn't even understand. Yeah, you're right. So these products were actually created at Boca Raton, Florida. Says, Tom, I sure hope that John J. Professor is watching your live streams and is subscribed to your channel. It's hilarious. Barlella says, I was with Washington Mutual. There was a class action lawsuit. I got $35 back. Jeez. That's horrible. I'm going to catch up on the comments here. I'm very interested to see what you guys are saying. I saw a comment that I really wanted to read. I don't want to miss it. Hold on. D Wood says the car industry was bailed out, though. That worked. I actually disagree. I don't think that worked at all. Smee says they crashed the world economy. Barla says I had an excellent credit score. Uncle Car Guy says, Tom, can you show us the Statue of Liberty for the stream? Maybe on another stream. Smee says, I love how you explain things. Joyce says, Thanksgiving and then Christmas. I wonder if Tom will go on the subway to where he lives. I think I'm going to take the Long Island Railroad. Mike C says, even if you had to bail out the investment banks, don't allow them to take huge bonuses at the same time. I agree. Sarah G says, that's why I say powerful rule the people. Yep, I agree. That isn't working. Doesn't need more resources. Invest in what is working. Hey, Traveling Tips is here. What's up, Traveling Tips? The ABX girl says the average finance employee making under 50K went jobless also. Exactly. You're right, ABX girl. EBITDA says the next crash could be student loans. That would be a catastrophe. So I think we noticed there's a common thread with student loans, and we've talked about this ad nauseum on the channel, is that anything the government gets its grimy hands on, it just always turns to not good. And that's why the price of college tuition is so expensive, is because the government got in the loan business and is guaranteeing all these loans. If the government didn't guarantee any of these student loans, there would actually be price discovery within the college tuition market. But now what the government has done, and this is another form of crony capitalism, the government has taken all free market price discovery out of college because they're guaranteeing loans in any amount. It doesn't matter. You could take out $1 million worth of loans, the government will give it to you. So there's no incentive for these colleges to lower prices because they know any kid from any income status could go in a loan office and get a loan. Hey, L the Original's here. Says, hi Tom, what's up L the Original? Troy 1995 says, machine learning algorithm ain't working at Zillow. Yeah, they deserve to lose money, those guys. Those guys are very, very ignorant. Hey, what's up Ken Kramer? Good to see you. Karina Thompson, how are you? Mike C says my first quarter at Cal Poly was $63 in 1979. Just in case Ethereum says, hey Tom, do you see DeFi having an impact on traditional finance in the future? Yes, absolutely. I think they're doing like a rehearsal here. So it's the 95th parade. That's crazy. We got a pretty good spot, guys. Not bad. Hey, David R says, welcome back to New York City. Upstreet 412 says it's no coincidence that university professors are pushing socialism. Very true. Sarah G is so pretty. I'll give you guys one other look and then we'll head out. Hey, Horatio Snipes, how are you, my friend? Jack says, who's performing? I don't know who's performing, Jack. I think they're good. Hey Obama, how are you? Hey War Walker, this is so exciting. What's up, War Walker? Horatio Snipes says, why do they have the whole street barricaded? Well, this is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I thought they were pretty good. What do you guys think? Hey, Ireva says, hi Tom, how does it feel to be back to all this excitement? It feels great. It's good to be back for Thanksgiving, you know, not bad. Choo Choo Lady J, what's up Choo Choo Lady J? Long time no see. Good to have you here. I'll give you guys a look at the Empire State Building right here at Herald Square on the corner of Broadway and 34th Street. Kim Grant, how are you? What's up, Kim? How are you, Kim? So for anybody who's been following the channel for a long time, this used to be our skateboarding spot right here. We used to do so many miles on the skateboard right here. And now it's all blocked off for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Horatio Snipes says, Tom, take us to Grand Central for some MetLife views. We'll head over there, Horatio. We'll head there now. Hey, Miguel Gonzalez is here. How are you, Miguel? British Gray says the rehearsal is very interesting. Good to see you here, British Gray, from Tampa, Florida. Hopefully the weather's nice. Hey, the Austin Tennis is what's going on, Tom. Austin Tennis, I just got back to New York City today. Coming from Miami, Florida, 80-degree weather to, I think it's 40 degrees. Austin Tennis, good to see you, Michelle McGraw, Horatio Snipes, Lady O. Hope everybody's well. So these are the famous windows at Macy's. Very cool. I think they're pretty cool. Hey, Jax says, Tom, where are you from originally? I'm originally from New York, Long Island, New York. Namaste. What's up, Namaste? It says, have you considered longboards instead of skateboards? So if you're riding on like a boardwalk, I would probably recommend a longboard. But in New York City, if you have to duck and dive out of taxi cabs trying to run you over, I think skateboard is probably a little bit better in my opinion. But longboarding is really fun. I love longboarding too. Ireva says, this is so beautiful. Good to see you here, Ireva. Horatio Snipes says, Tom, I'm in a government chair at work watching your stream. That's awesome. Sarah G says, thank you for the views. I like this owl here, guys. What do you think? This owl looks pretty sick. Back in New York. Yes, we are. Good to see you again. Good to see you again, too. Welcome, everybody from Uruguay. Good to see all of our viewers from Uruguay. I think this is one of my favorite windows I've seen because of all the books. It's amazing. Anonymous Dude says, Tom, hella charming display. Hey, welcome everybody from Japan. I see a lot of Japanese viewers here tonight. What's up, everybody from Japan? Hope you're well. I was actually watching a very interesting documentary about the Fukushima power plant in Japan. You know some Spanish? Un poco. Un poco. Check out this guy. Get a load of this thing. Hey, Wesley West is here. What's up, Wesley West? Patrick, New York. Mary J says, hello from Minnesota. Welcome, everybody from Minnesota. Good to see you. Michelle McGraw says the Macy's display is so cute this year. This thing is great. Look at that. But Michelle, you know what's my favorite? These little guys right here. I'll zoom in on this little rat thing, a little mouse. Troy 1995 says, "Is this the metaverse?" It looks like it. Get a load of these guys. Look at these little guys. Hilarious. I think they did a really good job this year. I think it's better than last year, honestly. So this is the One Vanderbilt Tower right in front of us. One Vanderbilt. Ooh, look at this one, guys. This one is sick. I've never seen... This is my first time seeing them. Right along with you guys. Yen 10 says, yes, they did. It's amazing. Buy the books. Says, Tom, will you get pizza while you're in New York? 100%. I think I'm going to go to Prince Street Pizza tomorrow. Hey, Carolina. Munoz is beautiful city. How are you, Carolina Munoz? Hope you're well. Namaste says Nightbot is spamming. Santa Monica Rodriguez, good to see you here. Santa Monica Rodriguez. James says coffee. I have an odd question. Why do people get so frustrated or mad when they do the stock markets? Is James. I think that's a good question too. I think that's probably one of the most important questions. I think it just has to do with human psychology. I think free markets are psychology in action. This thing is pretty cool too. Orel says great animation. Sally says beautiful Tom. Anonymous dude says Tom has excellent taste in travel. Camilo says, how old are you? I'm 26. EBITDA says Wall Street scapegoat. Wow, so apparently Aries just bought a majority stake in a family friend's ESG company called Apex Clean Energy for $5 billion. I'm gonna have to check that out. When did that come across the tape, EBITDA? Sunshine After Rain says, oh my God, the birds. Yeah, check them out. Doesn't that look cool? Hey, Frank is here. Frank Gonzalez says, Tom, if you were able to travel to Costa Rica or any LATAM country, do you consider yourself with enough Spanish language level? Not yet, but that is one of the reasons why I moved to Miami, to force myself to learn Spanish. So the neighborhood that I'm in, that I bought a house in North Miami Beach, you pretty much need to know Spanish to live there. So I think it's important, especially now that I'm getting older, to force myself to go to places and live places where I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable in a bad sense, uncomfortable in a good sense, right? So I'm comfortable here in New York. I know New York like the back of my hand. So I think it's good to travel to a different city with a completely different culture and try to have myself assimilate into that specific place, if that makes sense. Hey, Michael Grant says, go back to Miami. We'll be back there soon enough. EBITDA says Wall Street, good call on Prince Street Pizza. Yeah, EBITDA, that's a great spot. Great spot, Prince Street Pizza. Namaste says, I lived in South Florida for a few years. People used to joke that once you go to south of Fort Lauderdale, you need a passport. Yeah, I mean, everybody in my neighborhood speaks Spanish or Creole. So I'm definitely looking forward to learning Spanish. The Austin Tennis says, Tom will be on the float at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Should we make that, guys? Maybe we'll do that next year, the Wall Street scapegoat float. And we'll do finance lectures from the float. I think we'd probably get booed. We'd probably get booed off the stage, but maybe we'll make it happen. Valentina says, I'm in the same situation. I don't know a lot of English, but I don't feel confident to speak with a native. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's what it's all about, right? I mean, if you want to learn a different language, you know, a lot of the people that I played soccer with in college were all from the Dominican Republic and other places. And they're like, you know, if you want to learn how to speak Spanish, you have to move somewhere where they only speak Spanish. You know, you're not going to learn Spanish just by taking it in a class in college. You have to go somewhere where they speak it. So if you try to put yourself out of your comfort zone and speak Spanish with people, you know, these people are not going to make fun of you. You may sound a little bit, you know, weird and awkward at first, but, you know, everybody sounds a little bit weird and awkward at first. Yes, Smee says, to speak it, you should live in it. I agree. Hey, Kelber says, I'm from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I love USA. Well, we love Brazil. Hey, does anybody know what time it is? I just want to do a quick time check before we venture too far uptown. Lady O says, Wall Street float. Hilarious. Rodrigo says, from Argentina to Ottawa, Canada. Very cool. Hey, EBITDA says, I need to pass out. Have to call it early. We have an early call for a deal. Could be a monster. EBITDA, dude, wish you all the best. EBITDA, hopefully you can close down that deal, lock that in. We're all pulling for you here on the Wall Street Scaperoad channel for EBITDA to close down that deal. So thank you for joining, EBITDA. And if I don't see you between now and Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving. 28-year-old man says AI is the future. I agree. So 28-year-old man, if you want to listen to a very interesting or read a very interesting book, it's called AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. This is a very beautiful restaurant in here. It's called AI Superpowers by Dr. Kai-Fu Lee. And Kai-Fu Lee was the former president of Google China. And now he runs Sinovation Ventures, which is a venture capital firm investing only in Chinese native AI and machine learning companies. Cosmo says, hoodie looking sharp. So Cosmo, I got on the plane and I was about to leave my house this morning with shorts and a t-shirt. And I was like, wait, I'm flying back to New York. I can't wear shorts and a t-shirt. So I put on sweatpants and a hoodie. I'm like, maybe that'll hold me over until I get home. But I'm freezing. I'm freezing. James is mucho frio. Hace frio. Sunshine After Rain says, what shoes do I have on? Oh, these are just regular junky shoes I got from Marshall's, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I think these were like $10 in Marshall's. I got these shoes on the Upper West Side of Manhattan because I was walking to a client meeting. Not like a big client, very small. But it was pouring raining and I needed new shoes and I just bought these real quick. Smee says it gets negative 20 to negative 30 here. Wow. That's crazy. Rodrigo says it's negative 8 in Ottawa. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think anything less than like 30 is too cold. Too cold for me. Way too cold. Alex says, would you consider investing in Asia? So I would. I think I have a little bit of exposure to China, but I've been burned on that pretty bad. So I'm probably, this morning actually I blew out the majority of my position in Alibaba for tax loss harvesting. I'm probably going to blow out the other half tomorrow. It's just with investing in the Chinese companies, it's hard because of the regulations. You know, you could have the Chinese government essentially come in and tell private entities they can't operate anymore and they have to be state-owned entities, which is crazy. So I think the majority of my Asian exposure will probably be concentrated to Korea, South Korea, if anything. But we'll see. Singapore as well. India. You know, India has one of the fastest growing economies. Troy 1995 says Alibaba's about to cut their employees as well. Yeah, that's so my portfolio is doing extremely well this year, just like pretty much everybody's. But the only individual names I'm down is like Alibaba. So I blew half of it out today, and I'm going to blow the other half of it out tomorrow, and use it to mitigate some of the tax liability for the year. But yeah, took a bath on that, but you know, you give and you take. Speaking of Chinese equities, segue to the Bank of China. Here we are, my friends, at the Bank of China, right here at Bryant Park. Sunshine after rain says time check 11 p.m. Thank you for that. So we'll stream for about 40 more minutes, like 30 more minutes. That means we got to pick up the pace if we want to see the... I want to go up towards Rockefeller Center. Joey says, Tom, aren't you cold? I'm freezing, but you know, we're walking around, so we're keeping the blood flowing, you know? Not bad. The blood is flowing. At least I think it is. I hope it is. Wow, everybody, look at the moon tonight. Wow. Beautiful. Yeah, sunshine after rain. We got to do that tomorrow. So Saks Fifth Avenue always has the best Christmas lights, in my opinion. Always. Hey, Jason Wyatt says, welcome back to New York City. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. And we're passing by Salesforce Tower. Salesforce is an enterprise software company that pioneered software as a service, and they mainly sell CRM software, so customer relationship management. And their CEO is Mark Benioff. And Mark Benioff actually wrote a fantastic book called Trailblazer. So if anybody wants to pick up a very good book for a Christmas gift, good stocking stuffer, please check out Trailblazer by Mark Benioff. See, that was a pretty good sales pitch for Salesforce, right? Not bad. And this is Bank of America Tower right here. Yeah, Joey's is not far from PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC. Some of the major accounting firms. So like Deloitte, Ernst & Young. This is always some of my favorite views of the Empire State Building right here. Lady O says, Tom, is your face frozen? It's more than frozen, it's crazy. Hey, Tortellini says, what's up, guys? Cosmo Scary says, every time I see Salesforce Tower, I think of Tom. Yeah, photos from around New York. Remember that night? That was in the summer. We found the Salesforce book right here. Sunshine New York says, hello, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us and Tom. Indeed, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll be in New York for about a week. So hopefully tomorrow we'll dress a little bit more appropriate. But I literally just got off the plane and came right to the city. I got some dinner with some buddies and called it a day. Brandy says both portfolios are doing well. Disney is the only position that has gone down due to earnings, but long term is good. That's great. It's great, Brandy. It's phenomenal. Wow, check this out. This is so cool. I think having a grand piano in like your apartment or your house is so classic. Jetstar says, Jet, think how great you'll feel when Miami Heat welcomes you. I know. Ibrahim Azam says it's 59 degrees in my place. Well, that's actually a really good temperature, Ibrahim. Smee says, thank you for streaming, no problem. Sunshine New York says, buy that for your new house. I mean, I wish I could afford it. These Steinway pianos are like 50 grand, 100 grand for these pianos. I mean, it makes a really cool setup, but these pianos are ridiculous. Yeah, 28 is probably cost a kidney. So for those of you who are just joining, I just got back to New York City, so we don't have a definitive topic for tonight, but we briefly touched on the fact that it looks like Joe Biden is going to reappoint Fed Chairman Jerome Powell at the helm of the Federal Reserve. So that is an extremely big piece of information for anybody dealing in the financial markets. And I think by and large it was a good decision. I think it was a fair decision by Joe Biden. And we had a relatively major sell-off on Wall Street and some of the individual high beta growth names. And if you want to sign up for the free investing newsletter, if you type !news, N-E-W-S, in the chat, it'll send you a link to where you can sign up. And this is my old office right here at the Marcia McLennan building. I used to sit in this cubicle right here on 45th Street. I worked here for many years. It was one of the best offices I've ever had. This was a very, very fun neighborhood to work in during the, before the pandemic. Right here at the Marcia McLennan building. And we actually had a quantitative quant shop in the office too. D.E. Shaw, so David E. Shaw and Co. And this is actually where Jeff Bezos used to work. So right when Jeff Bezos graduated from college, he used to work for D.E. Shaw in New York City. And there's actually a pretty funny story about how Jeff Bezos started Amazon. Jeff Bezos was working as a hedge fund analyst at D.E. Shaw here in New York City, and he took his boss out for dinner right here. And then they took a walk in Central Park, and Jeff Bezos told his boss, David Shaw, he says, you know what, I'm thinking about starting an online bookstore. And he was giving him the pitch about what he wants to do. And David Shaw says to Jeff Bezos, he's like, yeah, Jeff, I think it's a good idea, but it seems like a good idea for somebody who doesn't already have a really good job. So D.E. Shaw wanted to keep Jeff Bezos and told him not to start at Amazon. But Jeff Bezos obviously didn't listen and then went on his own and started Amazon. Hey, thank you so much for the 100 Russian ruble super chat. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate you. Monica says, what do you think about the metaverse? Cheers all the way from Mexico. Hey, what's up everybody from Mexico? I think the metaverse is going to be extremely huge, but just not right now. We actually did a stream, an entire stream about 2 days ago, dedicated entirely to the metaverse. So I think there's going to be real world applications for the metaverse very soon, but I think it's probably 5 years off. All right, so this is the News Corporation building. This is where they shoot Fox News, the Wall Street Journal. And just recently they bought Investors Business Daily for $250 million. As we make our way up 48th Street and Avenue of the Americas. And we are going to go to Radio City Music Hall. Hey, Sally says hi, Tom. What's up, Sally? Patrick666 says hi. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you. Yeah, Wesley West's News Corp is also where they house Fox 5. Penelope, how are you? Sunshine New York says you had to take a test to subscribe. Oh God. Yeah, Sunshine, I wish I could just post it on YouTube, but it won't let me anymore because it's limited to, I believe, 5,000 characters. Unfortunately. Sunshine After Rain says Tom, drink a warm tea tonight. I wish. I don't think I have any tea at home. I'll have to see. Jonathan says, I love you. Thank you, pal. Appreciate it. Guys, remember we'd be here during the summer? We'd be ripping around here on the skateboard. Those were good times, everybody. I know a lot of people in the chat remember that. Lady O says, buy a cup of tea on your way home. I may have to. I may get something in Penn Station. So I'll show you guys a view of Radio City with the very famous red Christmas bulbs here. George says Tom is going for the heavy artillery vodka. Oh my God. Hey, Lost in the Curve says, won't the metaverse just be as parallel as the real world? I think so. Michelle McGraw says, good times, Tom. Patrick New York remembers. Lady O remembers. Sunshine After Rain definitely remembers. And Sunshine New York. Swing Boxes, good to see you, my friend. War Walker says, Tom, Cat, it's 69 degrees right now. Going down to 62 and foggy again in the morning in Miami. 28-year-old man says, you don't longboard, skateboard. You skateboard. A Different Take says, Bezos recently bought 2 penthouses. One is near MSG Park. Hey, Irevis, you too. Says, I remember, it feels like a long time ago. It does. It's only a couple months ago, but it does feel like an eternity. I think that's a pretty cool screenshot. I'm gonna take a screenshot right now. Oh, that's nice. Hey, Gio's here. What's up, Gio? This is Hey Tom and all. Remember the good skateboarding days, indeed. Gio, I hope you're well, my friend. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Gio, a lot of the high beta, high growth tech stocks were down big today. But I think that's normal. If we look at the extension above the 50-day moving average on the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow, it seems a little bit historic. So hopefully we get a nice correction going into this holiday week. I would like to sell off all the way into the 50-day moving average to make way for a very nice Santa Claus rally on Wall Street. Yeah, Gio, you're right. Banks were up. Crude oil caught a little bit of a bid too, and we're seeing the Dixie, a little bit of a rally into the Dixie. James is here. What's up, James? Is changing Christmas tree. Joel Case's Rivian is down. That thing should go to zero. That thing is garbage. Rodrigo says last year they didn't put up a tree. I think they did put up a tree last year. Hey, Sabrina Fair, how are you? Thiago. What's up, Thiago? Penelope says, did somebody say falafel or am I hungry? Penelope, this place right here is called Adele's Famous. This is by far the greatest halal place in the city. Reality Check, how are you? It says White House and corporate media YouTube channels was getting ratioed. Let's hope they keep the dislike button. It helps people know what's good and what's not. This is Reality Check. I agree. Ali Perez is here. What's up, Ali Perez? All right, let's walk across the street and see if we could see the main, what's it called? The main Christmas tree. Sabrina Ferris, this is better than halal guys. Much better, in my opinion. I think Adele's Famous is the best halal in the city. So this is Radio City Music Hall, where the Rockettes do their Christmas spectacular. I think I'm actually going to go this week and see it. The Rockettes. Hey, Thiago says, hi, Tom from Brazil. Welcome, everybody from Brazil. Hope you're well. So we're walking towards Rockefeller Center, near the Rainbow Room. Gio says, have a great Thanksgiving, Tom. Stocks take years. If you win early, consider yourself lucky. Just hold them. It's good advice, Gio. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Hope you're well. Anonymous dude says it looks like one of those Hallmark Christmas movies. This is the best Christmas show in all the city. Michelle McGraw says, I always wanted to be a Rockette, but I stopped growing when I was 12. Oh, Michelle, I think you'd make a great Rockette, Michelle McGraw. So this place has pretty cool windows too. Santa Monica Music, Sonic More Music says hi from Canada. What is up from Canada? Matthew P says hello, Tom. This place is pretty cool too, right here. And here is the Christmas tree, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Reality Check TV. This is love this walking and political real life talk while on live stream. New subscriber. Hey, Reality Check TV, thank you for subscribing. We usually go live 5 times a week between New York City and Miami, and we talk about finance, tech. So it's a pleasure to have you here. A Different Take says give a shout out to Jimmy Fallon. What's up, Jimmy Fallon? Good to see you. Maybe one day we'll have Jimmy on the show. Jonathan Pennington says, so my girlfriend and I are watching from different sides of the country. I'm in Illinois, she's in California, and we're video chatting. Could you say hi to her, please? Her name is Savannah. Savannah, how are you? So big shout out to Jonathan and Savannah in the chat. So this is cool. This is the ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center. Very cool. Who else is a horrible ice skater? I can't ice skate for anything. Ooh, I think she just fell down. That's not good. Sunshine New York says, no, we can make our own dance. Let's do it. Yeah, I got to get a watch photos, definitely. I definitely got to get a watch. Joel cases with Canada and the UK banning payment for order flow. Do you see the US doing the same? I don't think so. I think these people don't really know what they're talking about. And I think payment for order flow is a very positive thing overall. Everybody, looks like we're gonna have to cut the stream short, but I'll take you guys back to Penn Station with me. Alan says, why get a watch when you have us? That's a good point. I don't think I'll need to get a watch. I got you guys. David says, can anybody skate there? Is it free? I think you have to pay. I'm not too sure, but I do think there's a fee associated with it. Hey, Lady O says, hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with you and your family. Thank you, Lady O. I wish the same for you too. Should be very busy for Thanksgiving. Looking forward to it. They're taking it easy for a little bit. Just taking it easy. Sabrina Fair says, Tom, no Apple Watch. I don't think I could handle that. I'd probably lose it or break it. Anytime I need to know the time, I'll just shoot a text to Alan, Sunshine, New York. Joe K says, get a Rolex. I'd probably lose that thing in 2 seconds if I got one. All right, everybody. We're going to walk back to Penn Station, but we should be back tomorrow. I do have to come into the city for work anyway tomorrow. So maybe we'll check out Fifth Avenue. Walk around. Hopefully it won't be so cold. We'll see. And we'll recap what this market is doing. Alex says, do you know how to drive? I do, but I don't drive that often. I like taking the public transportation. Estelle says it's 28 degrees here in Melbourne. Alan, that is true. I think you're spot on there, Alan. All right. David says, what time will you be live tomorrow? Maybe around the same time. I'm going to say 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if anybody wants to join on the live stream, we'll probably be live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe to the channel and give a like on the video if you enjoyed it. if I don't see you guys, please have a great Thanksgiving. So this was my cubicle. I used to sit right there. Right there. And I used to wave to the guy that worked in this corner office right above the Chick-fil-A. Hey, Fruit Loops is what's going on. What's up, Fruit Loops? Smee, good to see you. Patrick, New York, thank you. Hey, Voldemort says, ooh, neat. I made it to a live stream. I'm coming to New York City in 2 weeks. Looking forward to seeing it in person. I'm a new subscriber. Hey, Voldemort, awesome. It's a pleasure to have you here, and we're happy to have you in the chat. And I'm very confident you're going to enjoy your time in New York. $11.29. I think we're going to make it, guys. I think we'll just make the train. Hopefully. We'll see. Obama, cold-blooded. You know what's one thing I haven't had in a long time? I haven't had hot chocolate in a long time. But I'm not a big fan of hot chocolate, but I gotta try it. Santa Monica Rodriguez says, I'm hoping I can visit New York City early next year. That'd be great. Hope you do, Santa Monica Rodriguez. Hey, Tanya says, hi from Texas. I'm Tanya. I will travel to New York City for my birthday. Awesome. Welcome, Tanya from Texas. There's a lot of Texans coming to New York. A lot of Texans. So this is my favorite view of the Empire State Building. It's right here at the Bank of America Tower. So this is one of the biggest investment banks on Wall Street, right here. Bank of America Tower. Hey, Mac 914 says, hi, Tom and everybody. What's up, Mac? We'll just make this light. Originally from Bulgaria. Very nice. Alright, everybody, we're going to call it a day right here. I'll leave you off with the view of the Empire State Building. So everybody, thank you for joining. I will see you tomorrow. If I don't see anybody that's on this stream, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving with you and your family. Enjoy the rest of the week. And to the mighty bull, have a good night wherever you are, because there is always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look. And I'll see you guys in the next one.